life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bro. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bro, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange up to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bro.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm never stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me. But they hate from inside, you see, hate themselves in society. So I let them speak quietly while my actions speak quiet. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen, all the irony. To hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't ever say never. And turn your mind into the truest to go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm never stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Go, no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clown, fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display.
This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Oh. To last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want 'em, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Oh, just breathe in. Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Oh, just breathe in.
Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we're making this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah.
I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do.
Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored.
go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
I
next
don't
to
give
me.
a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. I send the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back.
You're never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. Slowly take
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Tuesday evening. Let's get some guests on the screen here. I think we have Mediocre in the back room. I saw Mike pop in and then pop out. Come on back, Mike. Without any further ado, we got the Monkey Tamer.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, and you?
Doing well. Let me get Mike in here. Mike, I don't think I have I don't have an intro for you. Let's just do this one, Mike. Welcome, buddy. How are you?
Well, thank you. That was very flattering. More than I deserve.
You need to reveal some personal stuff about you so we can make a personalized intro for you. But welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, sir.
We're going to try and not go super long tonight because I've been waking up really early for pre-market. And so I've been here at my desk since 5:30 this morning and probably going to do the same tomorrow. But thanks for sharing some of your time with us this evening.
What's up, Mike?
Not much. How you guys doing? Yeah, I had a crazy day at work today. Then I was trying to watch stocks, and I just finished up my men's night. I play a little bit of golf. So I've had a few beers already.
All right.
Ready to have a nice, relaxing discussion with everybody.
I'm going to pop up the chart on the screen here real quick, and let's take a look at that. So in pre-market this morning, AMC ran up to 1330 at the high, and then right before market open about 1250, and then of course we kind of faded throughout the day, and then we got a little bit of juice, and I saw GameStop getting a little bit of juice in after hours today. Closed after hours at 7:55. We closed the regular trading day at 6:85, and so I think, maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing if you want to. You don't have to talk about how you're trading it. I've already been very transparent with folks how I'm trading AMC this year and this week. And I like to be that transparent because if I don't, people just make assumptions and most of them are wrong. Even when I say clearly what I'm doing, they either don't understand it or they lie about it. So we'll go over that tonight if you guys want to. But I'm kind of curious, Mike, what do you think is in store for GameStop and AMC the rest of this week? Roaring Kitty's still tweeting.
Yeah, this is so. The price action just swelled. I have no idea. And I don't think anybody who's reasonable and honest has any idea where the stock prices are going right now. It's been a wild couple days so far.
I said yesterday that I think, we got this convergence of both stocks had pretty high short interest. GameStop 25%, AMC just under 20. We had some loaded up options chain. And then the extra juice, in my opinion, was the Roaring Kitty coming back after 3 years. I mean, that's like the Messiah coming back. Whether or not he's genuine about what he's doing, I don't know. But I think the convergence of all of these three things made for some nice opportunities so far this week. Mediocre, you've been following very closely Roaring Kitty, and you were sharing some thoughts with me about what you were seeing in the replies to his tweets. You want to talk about that?
I mean, he's got a we're echoing, Tony.
All right, let me turn off the audio for this screen share. Go ahead, Mediocre.
Yeah, I was looking through his comments and stuff like that, and they're starting to push. I guess he's got a kitty coin, a crypto coin or something going on.
A crypto coin.
Yeah, some type of coin. Kitty coin.
So you think he's back to push a kitty coin?
I mean, that's one of my speculations.
Anybody else notice that?
I didn't notice. I saw a couple weird things. So one, if you go to his YouTube page, he's got a link to a TikTok, which has AMC and rocket ships in the header.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are speculating that since he posted on Sunday, that caused retail to put tens of billions of dollars into trading in the last 2 days, back and forth. I don't buy that narrative. All I'm going to say is I don't know what's going on, but retail is not that coordinated where they got $10 billion to drop on back and forth trading in 2 days. That's my opinion. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And I'm just kind of like watching and finding what's happening. It is very odd, for sure.
Several people saying Mediocre that it's a fake account, not the real Roaring Kitty pushing the kitty coin.
Then why did he share it under his account then, Tony?
I don't know. Maybe it's a lookalike name. I mean, I have like half a dozen copycats of me.
That's possible. I don't know. I'll look more into it. That's just what I noticed.
Okay. I've watched most of his videos that he's posted. I was kind of joking in tonight's thumbnail that Roaring Kitty likes movies, but he is posting a lot of movie memes, if you will.
Well, the thing about him too, he's like, he's got some financial background, but he's just a regular guy, like everybody else. He doesn't have. It's not like he's has any sort of specific insight that would be different than anybody else who's educated. Sure, he was around. He kind of gave his fundamental analysis on GameStop back in 2020 and 2021. Him coming back now, it's very convenient to explain price action, but to me it seems like an excuse to explain price action. If that makes sense.
You said it's an excuse.
Somewhat of an excuse to explain price action. Like I said, I've never been in the position where I believe retail is coordinated enough, or there's enough money for them to put this much volume into the market because they're tweeting. So it's like it's very coincidental. I find, and I don't know. I don't know one way or another what it is. I'm not trying to say things are, corrupt, and maybe they are, but I just think it's very odd. The chain of events in the last couple of days.
Myself, Mike, and you guys know I'm like the least conspiracy theory guy out there, but when Zach Morris started pumping AMC, and then a week later Roaring Kitty shows up pumping GameStop, I was like, this is really weird. Something just feels weird to me.
I think Dave Portnoy was doing that as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Portnoy is kind of late to the game, though, wasn't he? Oh, and Andrew
was in there
Andrew
talking
freaking
about Diamond
Tate.
Hands and saying he's buying $1 million of AMC GameStop. Portnoy said he bought $500,000 of AMC and GameStop. It is absolutely the Wild West in Twitter land right now.
Yeah, what the heck's going on?
I don't know. I just whatever.
Yeah, the way I just look at this, I said the other night, there is no fundamentals on GameStop or AMC if you look at the financial statements and earnings to explain in either stock this move up. There's just not. My thesis for either stock has not changed, but that is fine. We can put that on the shelf for a couple days when we're having a momentum run up based on these big influencers pushing it. We're going to play the hand that is dealt to us. Play it, enjoy it, take advantage. Does anybody disagree?
Well,
it's just so volatile right now that if you're looking at options are so expensive. Like I was even looking at leaps and stuff like that. They're so expensive right now that I'm almost waiting for that to settle down and seeing where price action goes. Like I do sell cover calls, but I sell them usually at a longer and higher strike price than I know you guys do, because I'm I'm more swing trading because I can't track things every day. But I'm almost in the position right now where I'm waiting for things to settle down before I kind of decide what I do. I might get exercised on. I had $7 calls expiring this Friday, so I don't know where the price is going to end. If those get exercised, I'll kind of decide what I do with that money at that point in time. But really, for me right now, I think it's so volatile. There's so much risk involved. Unless you're doing lottos, it's kind of like for me, I'm sitting on my hands and kind of waiting to see where things end up.
Tony, I got a question for you. I see Doc Breezy's comment. What's your thoughts on that?
What was his comment?
His comment was that he believes it had nothing to do with Roaring Kitty, that it was stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, Doc Zeno, not Doc Breezy.
Oh, wrong Doc. Sorry, Doc.
Too many docs up in this house. Look, this is the hottest debated question, I think. And even, when I've posted it in some of my comments, or I've said that I think Roaring Kitty has something to do with this, I think it would be foolish to say he had nothing to do with it. Right? It would be foolish, I think, to say he had nothing to do with it. Was he complicit in some plan behind the scenes, some greater scheme? I don't know. But I think it's fine to have a debate about it. I see you guys debating in the comments. People don't agree with me. It's a bigger picture, Tony. This has nothing to do with Roaring Kitty. I don't know. I saw people staying up all night waiting for his next tweet. I see millions of people retweeting him and getting excited about it in national news. And you're going to say that had nothing at all to do with it? In some way, it was a piece of this puzzle, don't you think?
I mean, I think so. I think he got the ball rolling for whether the shorts got out of the way or didn't or whatever. Who knows what happened, right?
Yeah,
sure.
I follow some other people too. There's one. I don't know if you're familiar with her. Her name's Stephanie Cameraman.
Yep.
She was tweeting out. So she follows dark pools a lot, and she was tweeting out dark pool prints on GME and AMC for the last couple of days, and they went from nothing to massive amounts during the halts that were happening over the last couple of days. So as much as maybe Roaring Kitty does have some impact, I would agree with the debate that something's going on that we don't know about. And I don't know how he's involved or if he's involved or if it's a happy coincidence, but it's definitely a weird accumulation of events happening over a couple of days for sure. And like I said, I don't know what's going on. I can't speculate on what's going on. I have zero facts, but it just where there's smoke, there's fire. So something odd's definitely occurring.
Option Trader says with all the free money from pandemic, retail needs some fun. It gets people going. Love to see this nation see something fun event instead of all the protest or government sending tax money for a war that we're not part of. What if it was a distraction to make everybody happy? I guess that depends on where the price ends up, Option Trader, right? How happy some people are going to be or not.
Market makers are going to hedge their positions. If the stock is running up, they're going to hedge for that, which is going to create buying pressure. I think a lot of that had happened.
Blue Sky says, how are you feeling? I was not feeling very good last night. I ate some food and I went and laid down, and I had to take some Alka-Seltzer before I went to sleep, but I was still up. I was up early. I don't remember what time, 5 or 5:30 this morning, enough to see that. Boy, when I saw those prices in the morning, I was up like a flash, and I've been sitting here working all day.
Tony, I want to give a shout out to some people that did really good. I want to shout out Dana Young. Good job, Dana. Sufjan did really good. And there's some others, but those two specifically I wanted to shout out. And they're
Tell us, give us an overview, because I think, a lot of people think we're just sitting here bullshitting folks about what's going on. Let's talk about what happened with Dana, just at a high level.
Dana made some money, baby.
Did she get even yet?
Huh?
Did
Is
she
she
get
even?
even?
No, she's not even yet. But
But she locked in some gains and took a
she
big bite out of it, right?
absolutely half of it.
How about Sufyan? I haven't heard his story.
He's pretty much broke even.
Very nice. And he took some gains. He took some massive gains today, right?
Absolutely, he did.
Good to hear.
Surprise, man. I wasn't sure he was going to pull the trigger, but he did. Smart, too.
I had people in the Discord, some of them this morning saying, I'm finally even. I'm finally even. And then some of them didn't pull the trigger. And then we saw what happened. So just to recap what I did, as you guys know, I had some or most of my shares covered with covered calls that I had sold. And then not thinking that it was going to run up to 12 or 13 bucks. I sold them on Monday morning, and then the price kept running. So how do you hedge an opportunity like that? When I saw that there was this momentum, I immediately went in and bought call options. So my shares were reserved, if you will, with those covered calls. And we'll see. I mean, depending on where the price ends up on Friday, I might still end this week with all my shares plus the premium from selling those calls. But what I did to make sure that I didn't miss out on any of the fun was I bought $8 and $10 calls, which seemed at the point that I bought them, I was like, this is crazy. Why are you buying $10 calls? Why are you buying $8 calls? That was, early yesterday, but it had already surpassed the strike price on my covered calls that I sold. And I didn't want to miss out on the fun. And then we see what happened overnight. So when the market opened, I sold those covered calls. That one of them I got over 1,100% gains, 1,100% gains overnight.
You posted them, right?
The set of $8 calls were up 1,100%. The $10 calls were up like 450%. And I was like, that's good enough for me. I don't know what's going to happen if it's starting to come down. Let me lock in that money and I can decide what to do later on in the day or later on in the week. So that's where I'm at. I'm very happy. I had a lot of people, Tony, how you feeling about those covered calls? You loser. You didn't make anything. Ha ha ha. Think again. Ain't my first rodeo, guys. There's always a way to participate. And this is what I want you to fucking hear. Pardon my French. It takes 2 seconds to hit a buy or sell button, to get in, to get out, to get back in. There's always ways to make money, but you need to be active. You need to be nimble. And the problem is if you have a regular job, obviously some of these things become a little bit more difficult to do. I have the luxury of sitting here being able to focus on it all day. But don't think for 1 second that I didn't participate in that run up overnight. Yeah, we're doing just fine over here.
Yeah, and just to maybe give some of my perspective, Tony. Like so I do more swinging because like oftentimes work can keep me away from a computer or a phone for a few days at a time. So I can't really day trade. So I typically look at levels on the chart, and I'll do monthly covered call sells, and I'll usually do monthly covered calls at resistance levels, 1 or 2 levels above where the stock is trading. That's kind of what I did. I had 7s that are expiring on Friday. So the way I'm looking at it now is if those end up closing over the money, so I'll get paid on the 7s, and then I'll decide next week what I'm going to do with that money, whether I'm going to go because obviously I'm a long-term investor with AMC. So I'll decide whether I'm going to go maybe into some leaps because I think fundamentally AMC again is undervalued. I think it should be more, on a moderate box office recovery. I think probably a $20 to $25 level is pretty reasonable. So I might go into leaps, or I'll see where the price action is and maybe buy back into shares if it drops below 7 starting next week. But I'm in no rush. I'm waiting to see where the price action ends up and waiting to see what happens. And then if I want to sell some more covered calls in my position, I'll kind of decide then, looking at what the different levels are and how it's trading.
And I always like to add this in, Mike, just for color about my trading, because when people hear me talk about options, they're like, oh, Tony's pushing options. I don't want you guys trading options. I don't want you doing it, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I'm not pushing anything. I'm talking about what I'm doing so you can see there are many different ways to play a stock. And the other thing is, just to be crystal clear, I on AMC 2021 to 2023, I was not trading AMC this way. And like we had someone in the chat last night saying, Tony, I remember asking you about selling covered calls and all that, and you didn't like it last year. You're right, I didn't like it, but I changed my strategy after the AMC and APE conversion, and we knew that massive dilution was coming. So after that, late last year, early this year, I started treating it like I would any other stock. All right, Tony, that's out of the way. Go ahead, Mediocre.
I just want permission to trade options. I'm like, I don't give a shit what you say. I'm trading them, Tony.
I had to block some. I had to block some dumbass on Twitter today. He's like, "You're paid to push options on us." I'm like, "How about I block you? Then you don't have to worry about it. I'm not paid by anybody, and I'm certainly not pushing options. I'm just talking about what I do." People get mad if I say I'm buying. Oh, he's pumping it.
That's not
true. People get mad if I'm buying. They get mad if I'm selling. They get mad if I'm making money. They get mad if I'm losing money. It's like literally nothing I can do makes everybody happy. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. You can like it or not like it. I could give two shits.
Tony, you, sir, are a liar. I know goddamn well the market maker is paying you premium every week.
Well, and I think even with options, there's different strategies, right? So if you're sitting and you're trading every day, and you can be at your computer, then doing weeklies is a viable option. But if you're not there every day, then you got to look at longer term strategies. There's leaps, there's monthlies, and there's different strategies you can work.
That's why I don't really teach options or push them, because a lot of people just don't know how to do them, first of all. And even if we talk about them, they don't understand what we're talking about. Yeah, I'm talking to the people that are more advanced traders, that understand option strategies. I'm giving you my best disclosure of what we're doing here. For those of you that don't know how to trade options, don't take what we're talking about here and think that you're going to start making money with them tomorrow. But you can start your journey of reading and learning and paper trading. Ask us questions along the way for a few months. That's all. And you can apply this to any stock. I'm certainly not pushing it on AMC. I try to trade this way on every stock. I excluded AMC from 2023 back until, earlier this year.
Yeah. I made my own mistakes. I remember I was talking to you before, maybe about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, about like, what do you think of leaps at $3 or $4 or $5? I wish I would have bought some of them back then, because I probably would have been able to sell maybe about 15% of them and got my money back and been able to ride the rest of them. Now the price is at $6-7, and you're not getting those $3 options for 90 cents anymore. So depending on your time frame, you got to pay attention to what you're doing.
So Rez says, for sure the dilutions are behind us. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, someone else asked a question about dilution, and I just want to go over that if I can find the question. Blue Sky, any word on how many new shares were issued? So I did the math. So we know that on the day of earnings, they updated us and said, and Mike, correct me if I got this wrong, they said they had raised about 124 million on 38 million shares last week. And then this morning, as anticipated, we got the update that they finished raising 250 million. That was the 8K, that the ATM offering was done. And it was 72.5 million shares or so. So that's roughly, since the 8th to yesterday, 35 million shares got sold, raising $126 million. So that was in the last 4 or 5 days, an average price of $3.63 on the second batch.
So Tony Blue Sky also asks, any word on more dilution?
Yeah, a lot of us that are thinking like executives would think are thinking that well, here's what I said. Here's what I said this morning. If the price held at those very high levels, $9-10, if I was the CFO, I would be diluting. But now, as we're falling, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not as certain.
Yeah, it didn't hold. I mean, I kind of felt the same way, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're talking about it. I wouldn't put it past them. They're definitely having conversations, I would think. Would you agree with that?
Everyone I talked to today, Mediocre, that's way smarter than me, said 100% they're having conversations. They may even have paperwork drawn up.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I see both sides of it. I think, again, some speculation on the box office. I think cash-wise, I think they're in a good spot right now where they wouldn't necessarily need it. But I think we sent some DMs before. If they put out another share offering to raise $250 million or $500 million and paid down debt, that would be like $50 million a year or more in interest payments they would get rid of, and that would, bringing that debt under $4 billion would be fundamentally very strong for AMC. So I see both sides of it. I see the short-term pain for long-term gain, and I see, well, maybe they're okay and they're done putting the offering out. So I'm kind of on the fence.
I certainly understand nobody wants to hear the word more dilution. Right. I get it. But I'm trying to think like the CFO is trying to fix the balance sheet and get a deal done with the lenders. The CEO has said cash is king. Like all the clues and the puzzle pieces are there for us. If you are willing to read them and listen to what they're saying, it should not come as a surprise if they do more, because their mission is to fix the balance sheet and push that debt out, and they're going to do whatever they need to do. I can't tell you the timing on when the next one is, or if there'll be a next one. Maybe they're fine. Even just having the market cap even just having the market cap go up and the price go up helps them in some debt renegotiations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to bring up. We were crunching numbers earlier today, talking the same thing. Is it possible that they can get a debt restructuring deal based on market cap? I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do it. Is what I'm going to say. Like, if it happens, it happens, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, is AMC overvalued?
I'm kind of on the fence too. I think at $3, I'm leaning way more towards no, it's not happening. I think on a significant price run up where they could do some more significant improvements to debt, I think it becomes more likely.
Here's what I also know about the process from reading and learning and digging into this stuff. When they issue a prospectus like this and they have these brokers that are the sales agents, like the B. Riley's and Citigroup and stuff, those sales agents have to do their own due diligence before they sign the prospectus. Did you know that, Mike?
No, sorry. Go ahead. Explain that, Tony.
So companies, you'll sometimes see them do an offering right after a 10Q is issued, because the sales agents, B. Riley, Citigroup, JP, whoever the company is using, and this isn't just AMC, I'm just using them because that's what the company we're talking about right now. If you issue a 10Q, basically all your financials are current. But if you wait weeks or months, you got to go through a whole new set of disclosures. Here's our paperwork. Here's our financials. Here's our legal stuff. And so this kind of, if they were to do it in these few days right after the 10Q, that shortens and makes the process easier for all of them versus if they wait weeks or months. So if you're curious why sometimes right after a quarterly earnings you get a dilution, it's because it's easier for all of them.
Did you know that Citigroup put out a price target of $3.10 today?
Like literally, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. They dropped the price target by 10 cents after all this craziness was happening. It seems so sketchy to me. It's just they wanted to iterate that like this price action, this move up was bullshit, and they wanted it was like Citigroup FUD, I would call it almost. They dropped the price target by 10 cents and reiterated sell. It was hilarious. I didn't know how to.
So you think it's a bullshit price target? I mean, I'm
well,
just curious.
yeah, like I said, I've always been of the opinion the market's forward looking, and I think if you look at any sort of analyst that's in the industry.
So how far forward are we talking?
You're looking 24 months, 48 months. Like usually earnings ratios are.
An analyst is looking to give a 12-month price target, and those don't seem to me like 12-month price targets. It seems way low.
Yeah. And anyone in the industry outside of Wall Street sees what's kind of happening with the box office.
I'm gonna walk back what I just said. It might not be way low. It's going to depend on if we book any profits in Q3 or Q4. I might be a little more bullish on Q3 and Q4 than some analysts, especially Q3.
I mean, I just think that, Q2 is not going to be great, and that's what they're basing it off of. I don't think it's a forward-looking market like Mike is thinking.
Yeah, but you look.
I think they're thinking that, the next couple months here until we get through the second quarter.
I honestly think they did that, Mike, because Q2 is not shaping up to be as spiffy as we had hoped, but we still have 6.5 weeks to go.
Yeah, no, like my Q2 targets are still roughly where I thought they would be. I think somewhere around 2 billion. Something.
I ratcheted my
April was very weak, and I think
I ratcheted mine down to 1.8 domestic for Q2.
Okay, yeah, I think I think when we were talking before, I saw about 100 million in negative earnings for Q2, and I think you're maybe a little bit less than that. But I didn't expect Q2 to be much over 2 billion, 2.1 billion. Just April was so weak going into it. May and June look much stronger, but I don't think that's enough to put it into profitability. But Q3 and Q4 look like they have a real good chance of that.
Well, I hope some of these movies outperform our expectations. It's disappointing that more people aren't going to see The Fall Guy. But
that was
maybe Planet will outdo our expectations, or Kingdom of the Apes,
Yeah, Kingdom of the Apes is outperforming right now. I don't think I think the expectations for Fall Guy were slightly low, but it's it's an action romantic comedy. I don't think anybody expected that to do $100 million on an opening weekend, even though sometimes they pretend to because it's the summer opening blockbuster. But that's strike impacts, so that's what they had for that spot, and it definitely wasn't a Marvel movie or $100 million movie for sure.
Do you have any thoughts about Billie Eilish contribution, Mike? It's limited showings. It's $5 a head, but it will be more concessions.
Very, very positive. I saw like a lot of the information out there got sold out very quickly. It's not going to be a Taylor Swift. It's not going to be a Beyonce, but it's what they're doing. They're doing these concert movies and alternative content on their distribution side.
It's 100% better than doing nothing, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I don't look at that more than AMC doing about 300 to 400 million a year on that kind of work with maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 showings, and some of them are going to be listening events, and maybe they'll have another couple concert movies for some big artists. But I don't expect them to be distributing $1 billion movies based on Adam Aaron's comments. They're not trying to ruffle feathers with other distributors. They're just looking for alternative content to fill gaps in slow months like your Septembers and Octobers and stuff like that, right? That's the vibe that I got from them in the earnings.
Yeah, they got to be careful.
So I got a question for the two of you guys. The market cap is between $2.5 billion and $3 billion right now. Do you guys think that that's overvalued?
I don't think in terms of market cap, Mediocre.
Yeah.
I think in terms of earnings to price, which ends up being, I mean, price to shares ends up being market cap. But I'm looking at this entire year, and it's most likely going to be a loss for the year. So the price is going to be stuck a little bit until we can get to a domestic or a global box office where the company can actually generate an annual profit.
Yeah, and I look exactly the same way as Tony. I look at a lower end valuation and a higher end valuation. And my lower end valuation is an eventual box office recovery and stabilization at around, say, 85% of tickets sold compared to pre-pandemic. And that puts AMC at earnings of about $300 to $400 million a year, with similar free cash flow. At the top end, you're talking about earnings that are much higher because the domestic box office due to ticket prices would be around 13.5. And so AMC would have much higher earnings. So from low end to high end, depending on where the recovery ends up, at a reasonable price to earnings ratio of say 20 to 25, you're looking at the bottom end a price target of $20, at the top end a price target of 50 to 60. But that's completely dependent on what happens in 25 and 26 and 27. So
I think those are reasonable, assuming the box office is big enough for the company to generate an annual profit. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, and again, that's based on that assumption. So if the box office stays at 900 million tickets sold for perpetuity, then I'm completely wrong and my price targets are off. But I think that's an unreasonable bearish case. So that's kind of how
Six Sons asking the questions tonight. Do you see AMC going back to $3? I see both of these, GameStop and AMC, as momentary bubbles to enjoy. Wherever they go, they go. I hope they go higher. I don't know if they do or not. If they do, I'll be playing it. But I think at some point, both of them are going to come back down to where they were before these run-ups, just based on earnings and just regular fundamental analysis, unless management of either company comes up with some surprise news with what's going on right now. Like if AMC was able to put some more cash on the balance sheet, or GameStop, what if GameStop raised another $1 billion? That's a game changer for them. There's lots of things that could still happen this week that I can't predict.
Yeah, it's definitely unpredictable. I admit that. Like I'm trying to gauge myself where it's going to end up. I'm uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty around where we're at right now. Could it go lower? I think so. Could it go higher? If momentum keeps coming in, of course it can. I'm along for the ride, looking to see what happens. Yeah. I'm just curious what other people think. That's the reason for the question, and I want to know.
And for me, it's a long-term swing. So anywhere under $10, I feel like AMC gives me an outsized return compared to, say, a market index in the next 3 to 4 years. So I'm averaging in to an AMC position as long as it's under that price. If it starts going over 10, I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll put more into the S&P. But if it's under that price, I'm happy to average in because I believe in the box office recovery. And I think, at a minimum, AMC is going to end up around 2025. At a maximum, just fundamentally, it's going to end up at 60. And if it squeezes over those prices, then I'll be shaving my position and seeing what happens. Great. I made a lot of money. I'm going on vacation. But
I'm a lot more stingy on my. Like I want my entry to be under $3, honestly.
Yeah.
So I got a question because I've done some research on market cap with AMC, and I know shares outstanding has differed among certain times. But if you go look at market cap alone, it has an average of 2 billion market cap. So $22 is, I don't know, it's kind of high, don't you think?
No, it's based on earnings, right? So the one thing about AMC is 2017 to 2019, they never really had a normal operating year because their capex was $500-600 million a year, and the free cash
they were spending obscene
low.
amounts upgrading theaters, right, Mike?
Yeah. So they were building out, and they had a strategy to start paying down the debt that they had from acquisitions, and assuming the box office stayed about $12 billion. If you go 6 or 7 years past 2019, assuming there was no pandemic, their EBITDA would be well over $1 billion, and their earnings would be quite high. So historical market cap for AMC when it was running at half the size, or running at $500 million or $600 million in capex, I don't think is reflective as the company that's got its debt under control and that's operating at a regular box office. So that's kind of how I see it, just based on a fundamental valuation.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an unknown. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Just thinking of like price to earnings ratios, how much free cash flow does AMC throw off at a normal box office now at its new size, and what would be the fundamental valuation based on that? And that's kind of where my numbers kind of come from. Assuming the box office recovers to some sort of pre-pandemic level. And the great thing that's added into that is the operations are much more efficient based on the 2023 operations than they were in 2019, 2018.
Yeah. I'm just curious, I'm curious to see what happens, but that's why I'm playing it the way I'm playing it, cautiously, and we'll see. I let what happened in 21 get to me, and that's not going to happen again.
Crystal says, did Fidelity halt AMC? The exchange halts the stock, not brokers. So those are system-wide halts when the halts happen.
And there was a lot of them.
Moon Monk says pre-split AMC is now at $75.50. I think it's at 75 cents.
Yep, that is correct. It is at 75 cents at $7.50 right
now. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining about the halts today. I mean, I don't know what to tell you on any stock that's moving up fast in 5 minutes or down. There's halts programmed into the exchange. There's just nothing you can do about it. It's frustrating. I get it, but welcome to trading. It's certainly not isolated to AMC and GameStop. We had a nice day yesterday with a gentle curve up where we never got a single halt yesterday. You can see on the screen here this nice gentle curve, but when you start getting these big movements, you get halts.
Yeah, the volume was absolutely crazy in the last 2 days. Yeah, I think that the entire AMC float traded about 3 times over in the last 2 days. It's been absolutely nuts.
Mike, do you think that's an indication of synthetic shares?
I think there's going to be lots of failures to deliver as a result of the last 2 days. I think the short exempt volume was massive. There's over 8 million short exempts in the last, I think yesterday alone. Like I said, I just don't get into market mechanics. If you need to talk about that, you got to talk to guys like Dave Lauer, who really know the plumbing. I try to stick to fundamental analysis, but it's to try to pretend that the massive amounts of volume is normal and regular. I think you're trying to gaslight people. It's definitely odd.
Mediocre, you said that some of the day trader channels were trading AMC and GameStop this week so far, right? And
Absolutely.
those guys will move tens of thousands of shares every couple seconds.
If you don't believe me, I mean, you could go look. Almost everybody was talking about it in the day trading community. So yeah, there's a lot of buying with massive amounts of shares and then selling with massive amounts of shares. When you have a lot of people doing that's lot
why
of
I
shares
personally
trading.
don't get hung up when any stock, every stock I watch, if it's one that the day traders are focused on, they're going to churn it. They're going to churn it in amounts you can't even comprehend. And that's just individual day traders. You add in high-speed trading firms where they're churning hundreds of thousands or millions of shares every minute to make a dime, a dollar. All of the volume is easily explained to me.
I mean, if you want me to tell you one of the names, I could give it to you, and it's a big one.
I bet I know who it is. Does his first initial start with,
I bet you do.
Is it Ross?
It's Ross, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's got he's got his hotkeys and everything, Mediocre. Ding. He don't mess around.
Messing around.
I hope one day that I would ever be at that level, but.
And I know he ain't the only one. This thing was primed.
This is a day trader's dream. Any stock that has high volatility, and they flock to it like buzzards. And when I say day traders, guys, I'm talking like people that are churning tens, just the retail. They're churning tens of thousands of shares in minutes. Mr. Rodriguez says, Denaro was full of covered calls. Now he's trying to sell your shares cheap. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Try and catch up. You're way off base. You know how many shares I've sold this week, Jose? 100. You know how much of the rest of my shares I have? All of them. So before you try and put some bullshit in the chat, maybe you ought to get a little bit caught up.
Tony, did you lose any money this week? Tony, you think I lost any money this week?
No, we're doing just fine over here.
Oh man, it makes me laugh.
It's been a nice couple of days. Portfolio is looking good.
And those 100 shares I sold them early Monday morning. I would have never even sold those if I thought it was going. I would have waited till 10, 11, 12 bucks if I thought it was going that high. But don't worry, I made up for it with long calls. All right, Treetop says there are people out there confusing short volume and short interest. Man, I see that on every damn ticker, Treetop. I know who the main culprits are that push that nonsense. It is so irritating to me. Short volume is not short interest. And I've linked the educational materials to learn about short volume. And then people say, well, you can't believe that. That was written by FINRA, or that was written by the SEC. All right, then I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want to get educated and you're going to just say, I don't believe that because a government agency wrote it, then fine. Don't ask me about it and believe whatever you want. I do just fine every week trading without worrying about short volume. I am interested in short interest. All right, what other questions y'all got? Come on, Shills. What other lies you want to say today? Mr. Rodriguez is, half the reason why I don't even like talking about my trading. But then when I don't talk about my trading, people make up other theories about what I'm doing. So I'm like in a no-win situation. I try and be as transparent with you guys about how we're trading, what we're doing. And it's never enough for people. But what we are doing is stacking bags. And there's going to be a lot of y'all who are listening to the emotional traders or the conspiracy channels that rode this all the way up to wherever the top ends up being on GameStop and AMC, and you're going to ride it all the way back down. And I don't want to see people do that.
So Chuck, put up Chuck's comment.
Chuck. Michael says, how many shares does AMC have to dilute? They've got about 200 million or more still that they could sell if they wanted to. Chuck.
Yeah, about 220, Tony. I think they're about 330 float right now and 550 max.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This one, Mediocre?
Here, Tony, I'm just going to log off for a second. I'm going to join via my desktop and get off.
All right.
My phone. Okay.
Yeah.
AA sold at the bottom like a genius. He knew this was coming. So how did he know it was coming? What's your evidence of that?
I don't know.
It's a pretty bold claim, Chuck.
I mean, he sold that $4, didn't he? I mean, how would he have known this was going to go to $13?
People just love to lob shit bombs out there, Mediocre, with zero evidence.
I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest about AA. Like, I'm not AA's biggest fan, but I mean, how's he supposed to know? We're in the range he needed. What's your opinion of it, Mike?
Like in terms of him completing the offering, or?
Yeah, and him completing the offering, because apparently he sold at the bottom.
This is just nonsense. You can look back on a chart and say I sold at the bottom or I sold at the top all you want, but nobody knows where the stock price is going in the future. He sold when he sold. He finished it when there was $500 million worth of volume, which made sense. I think a lot of people called that out on Monday that he was going to be done the offering now. And we'll see if he opens up another one or if he's comfortable with where he stands with cash on hand now. I know you guys, especially Chuck, doesn't like analyst price targets, but that is the market's opinion of the fair price of the stock. And so the company is going to, they didn't know that it was going to run to 12 overnight. They're going to sell at, whatever they think they can get that's at a fair price or better. Would I have liked to see them sell it at $8? Absolutely. But we're not sitting in that office, and for someone to say he purposely sold at the bottom, I don't participate in that kind of bullshit. If you got the evidence, then bring it. Let's take them to court. Yeah, and if you want to be positive about it, they had, I think it was 83.5 million shares to sell at a maximum, and they ended up completing the offering for about 73 million. So saved about 10 million shares of dilution there.
Sparky asked,
Tony, grab Crazy Carl.
What, Mediocre?
Grab Crazy
Carl.
Since we're on this topic, let's just get it over with.
And by the way, if you weren't here earlier, the second batch that they sold was an average price of $363. Crazy Carl says, how long would it take him to open another offering? I think, Carl, if I was thinking like the CFO, I would already have the paperwork filed, drawn up. I woke up this morning thinking that we'd get a filing, honestly. And I waited after hours thinking we'd get a filing. But the lower the price gets.
When I woke up this morning,
I don't know. Maybe they wait till Q3. Maybe they do it this week. $6 for them is $7, $8. Still a good offer, a good price. And they could do They could do 25 or 50 million shares at that price.
And I think the important thing.
Them to do that.
Sorry, go ahead, Mediocre.
I just want to be clear. Like we're not in favor of this happening, right? This is just it could happen.
Yeah, I think it would be silly to say it's absolutely not going to happen. Could it potentially happen? Yes. Do I ever like dilution? No, but I can also read the balance sheet and I can read the credit reports. S&P, Moody's. Have any of y'all read the credit reports, the entire thing? That's a good educational morning for you. Go log on to S&P or Moody's and read the credit report.
I think there's also nuance in that discussion. 12 months ago, AMC was at imminent risk of bankruptcy, and they needed to raise. Otherwise, they would have been done.
There's a reason our bonds are junk status, and it's not because the company's doing great right now. It's not because the balance sheet is fantastic.
What
some of y'all need to hear.
The point I was trying to make, Tony, was 8 to 12 months ago, bankruptcy was imminent. Now, with the cash on hand and the box office recovering, it's not as imminent. Like the AMC doesn't have a gun to their head,
right?
As much as they had 12 months ago.
Even the credit agencies
more selective in how they do offerings or when they do offerings.
The credit agencies do say that now. Doesn't appear there's bankruptcy risk in the next 12 months, but a lot hinges on box office next year in 2026. And really, what we're analyzing as we're trying to answer y'all's questions, and we talk about this every day, is what position do they need to get into to be able to restructure the debt? That's how I'm trying to think like they're thinking. I know all of y'all are thinking about it a different way, but you need somebody who's still on your side, but trying to explain to you why they're doing what they're doing. I'm not defending.
Right, what would
I'm just
make
telling
it
you what
likely
what's going through their head.
Exactly. What would make it easier for them to restructure the debt? They need the debt restructured. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it would definitely make it easier for them to get it restructured.
Dana says, might have to buy some of them shades. You can get them on Amazon. Dana, they're pretty cheap. Joey says, bankruptcy is inconceivable. I think it is inconceivable in the next 12 months, Joey. We got to see what next year's box office is. It's looking really good. I'm very bullish about it.
Yeah,
can I tell you with absolute certainty? I can't. Not with 100% certainty. No.
I just retweeted an Eric Davis post on Twitter about the 2026 summer movies so far, and this is 18 months away, and this looks absolutely like nothing we've seen in the last 3 years. It's every weekend there's a massive blockbuster in 2026, and it's already a year and a half away. We don't even have the full schedule yet. I think the release schedule and the amount of movies that are coming out in 2025 and 2026 is a different level. And if people don't want to go to movies, well, yeah, the thesis is wrong. But if there's still a demand for that, then things are going to change very significantly.
Six Sun says, Tony will be buying more shares at $3, seeing what happened with AMC this week. Yeah, I like it under $3, Six Sun.
If I see it at $3, I'll buy it.
I'll probably be getting into like 2025 leaps for $4 if I see it under $3 again. I should have done it 3 weeks ago, but I never did.
My cost basis going into this week was under $3 on all of my shares, and I only sold 100 of them. All my money I made today was from call options.
Blue Sky
says a stock pump and dump does nothing for the company. Dilution is actually how they benefit from this mean pump. That is a fact that a lot of people don't want to hear. But I have a video that I did for you guys about 1.5 years ago called The CEO Handbook, because this is very predictable in any company. If they have shares they can sell and the stock runs up, I laid this out for you 1.5 years ago. You should expect a company that needs cash to sell into fortunate, unexpected run-ups. I just expect it. And then I'm not disappointed.
I expect it too, even though they have cash in the balance sheet, right? Like they have cash, like dilution.
They have cash, but they could use more to get a debt deal done.
Exactly, right? Bankruptcy is inconceivable. Those are Adam Aaron's words. I agree with everybody here with that. And I'm not promoting this. I'm just saying it's a possibility that I'm looking at myself. I know Tony is.
Treetop says, I have a business degree and everything AA does besides APE is by the book. Yeah, I agree with you there. He did an end run on us with APE. Management is just doing what they were taught to do. There are no conspiracies involved. They need cash. I agree with you 100%. And I have an open invitation to any finance professional or CPA to come put your reputation on the line. And we'll debate if you think that the company doesn't have a need for cash. We'll need your real name. We'll need your business pedigree, and we'll have other CPAs on here besides myself. I'm not a CPA, but I know the books, and we'll let you give it your best shot.
And if people aren't day trading, we got to think about long term. For every $1 billion of debt that gets paid off, that's $100 million more of earnings that AMC makes a year, and that translates to price to earnings. Like they're paying near $400 million a year in interest payments on their debt. Every $1 billion they pay off, that goes back into earnings and goes back to fundamental analysis and goes back to a future price target. If you're looking at a long-term trade here, it's a positive.
Yeah, a higher price target than where we're at.
There's more shares involved, but there is a balance where share sales are less dilutive than debt paid off. And I think May went over that in a couple posts today, especially when debt's being paid at a discount. The dilution is fundamentally less negative to AMC than them paying off debt when debt's paid off at a discount. And when you look at the amount of money they're saving on interest.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up, Tony, and have the conversation. I said this to you earlier when we were in the Discord, but I just want to say I have noticed that Adam Aaron hasn't said a goddamn thing in 2 days. I just want to put that out there. He ain't said nothing.
And I said in my Discord Mediocre that I think he's not saying anything for a reason, because he's going to have something to say. What it is, I don't know, but I'm kind of like on the edge of my seat waiting to see what is the next shoe to drop.
Exactly. But I also think that he didn't say anything, especially today or yesterday, because if it fell back.
If he tweeted anything, right? Everybody's going to be all over him. You're the reason it went down.
If you want to do a little bit of gambling and play some odds, my bet is his next tweets are going to be promoting like imaginary friends and Furios and Garfield.
And no mention at all of the run up.
Yeah, I'll give you guys 5-1 on that.
Wow.
He is staying the fuck out of this, whatever this is that's going on. That's my guess.
I think it was smart of him to do so. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see him dilute, right? But I know it's a possibility. And so it's interesting.
Well,
because we fell so much today.
Well, honestly, like Mediocre, if this price continues to run up and if we're starting to see like $20 or $30, like I want him to dilute. Like that is such good value.
Breaking news.
That's such a massive amount of debt that can get paid off. That's fundamentally phenomenal for the company.
Breaking news from Moon Monk. Roaring Kitty's tweets are gone. and I just verified it.
Oh,
All of them are gone.
Really?
Every tweet is gone.
This stock is so much fun. It is. It is.
Hold on, I gotta go look. I gotta look for myself.
Hang
Hang
on.
on.
Wow. I guess he didn't like my thumbnail.
All I know is when again I am buying about $10,000 worth of calls on GME and AMC.
You're buying what?
They're not gone. I still
About
have them.
$10,000 worth of calls when he starts tweeting again on GME and AMC.
You still see his tweets? You're probably looking at a fake account.
Yes, I do.
No, I'm saying when he does tweet again.
No, I'm
if it all
talking to
been-
Mediocre.
Oh, sorry.
It's the Roaring Kitty, right?
It's just Roaring Kitty. Oh, at
Right,
the Roaring Kitty.
I'm looking at his page. I don't see any tweets.
I have them right here. You want me to share my screen?
Hit refresh.
I looked it up. They're still there, Tony.
What the fuck?
Last one was 3 hours ago. A prisoner wishes to say a word.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
He must be. It's at the Roaring Kitty.
At the Roaring Kitty. I'm looking at it.
See a tweet 3 hours ago.
Oh,
It's
now I
from
see him.
Brave-
Now
it's
I
from
see them
Braveheart.
again. I see him again. All right, let me get this off the screen.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
His
Are
page
you guys
probably
decoders? What? Are you guys decoders?
I about had a heart attack.
Have you guys gone through all the tweets and what they actually mean and what they mean to the stock? Have
Oh,
you guys decoded them yet?
We try and debate what they mean, but we can't figure it out.
We let the young people handle that. Right
I'm not a
down
big
here.
Crazy
tweet
thing is,
decoder.
did you see that link on his YouTube page to a TikTok that had AMC and rocket ship emojis in the header?
Yeah.
What
I saw
the
somebody
fuck is
tweeted
going?
that.
What is?
I haven't
going
looked
on?
at his TikTok, but I saw somebody put it in a screenshot.
But realistically, like if you sit back and I've thought this to myself, like who's Keith Gill? So he was a financial advisor that ran some fundamental analysis on GameStop back in 2020 because he thought it was like an undervalued company. But he's a normal person.
And
He's a normal person like anybody else.
He wasn't wrong.
Like what does he know more than anybody else? Nothing. It's so weird what's going on.
And GameStop is not undervalued right now. But I mean, I've looked at all of his spreadsheets from 2020 and I ran the same analysis. He was clearly right back then. The market cap was under book value, but it's not in the same situation right now. Anyone that's telling you by Roaring Kitty's analysis, GameStop's fundamentally undervalued is lying.
That's why I like to buy GameStop right now. And like, I'm all for people that are making money on it. Like it makes me nervous because like if the bottom drops out, I don't think there's a fundamental valuation that supports
Absolutely
the price.
not.
With AMC, I do see it in the future because I believe in the box office, right?
Well, I mean,
but it's just like, it's so wild what's happening.
I'm only analyzing both of them, Mike, right now as of what they have right now. People think I hate GameStop. I don't hate GameStop. I'm waiting for someone in management to change my mind about the trajectory of the company, and then I'll be on board. But fundamentally, it's overvalued even at $15-20. But they have an opportunity to change that at any time.
Yeah. It's but it's absolutely wild times right now.
Yeah, it's absolutely insanity what's going on right now, and I'm just like,
Just
man,
enjoy the ride, guys. Enjoy the
GameStop
ride and be
hit-
smart.
GameStop
That's Tony. I put my hands up. I'm like, I can't.
GameStop
can't do
hit
it, man.
$80 a share. What's eight? That's $320. GameStop hit if you take away the forward split that they did. $320 it hit. That's near all-time highs in pre-market today. That's fucking wild. That's insane. It is the Wild West. I
can't believe that some of these people are saying I held all the way to 80 and I'm not selling. I hope they get another run well past 80, but I'm gonna, it's not going to be very funny if it drops all the way back down to 15 or 20.
But But the bigger question too is, and like I said, I'm staying away from all the conspiracy talk, is why did GameStop run to $80 in pre-market today? Why? And that's a good question everybody should ask. It is mind-boggling.
Who was doing all of that buying? I don't know.
It's wild.
Was it just retail?
In
was
pre-market?
Was it people trying to juice retail?
Yeah, it is wild. Be careful.
I mean, that's interesting. He came back and he was putting out tweets. And today, when I woke up, like I didn't look at GameStop today. I later in the day I did, but in the morning I looked at AMC and what was going on with it, and I was shocked. But I had seen that AMC put out their filing that the at the money offering was completed, and so I'm like, okay, well that's the reason why it ran. But the amount it ran, I was like, oh well, that kind of I added, well that must be the Roar Kitty effect. I was saying because that's I don't know. I thought it was a little overvalued in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. At those prices when it was at $13, but I'm not willing to buy it there. So if somebody wants to buy it at 13 and they think it's a good price, who am I to say it's not? If it goes to 20, I hope they make money. I do, but I'm just not.
Mediocre. Did you look at the charts and see if there was anything that could have? I mean, I've mostly been looking at the options chain, especially on GameStop, to predict what the next levels were, more so than the charts, because the charts are just straight up bullish. Was there anything that you saw looking back in the last 24 hours on GameStop or AMC that could have predicted these massive run-ups in pre-market?
No, the only thing that AMC had that I noticed is it broke over the yesterday. It broke over the 200 EMA, and that. Let me go back and look because I don't want to. Let me pull it up real quick. AMC 4 hour.
Yeah, I have levels. So I saw it broke over 1080, and 1080 was kind of like that pre-pandemic low that it hit when all the theaters were shut down. That was a level that I had marked off, and it's holding above 715, which was a level that I saw from back in September of 23. That seemed to be support. So it seems to be holding that support. It broke over that 1080, which would seem to be a very important level pre-pandemic, where it kind of held support before it rocketed up in 2021 in January. Those were the two levels that I kind of noticed that it seemed to react to.
I know I hear a lot of our crowd asking, like, who the fuck is buying this shit? But, I mean, retail bought a lot of GameStop in 2021 and a lot of AMC and ran them up. So it wouldn't surprise me if, a decent portion of this is retail, but is it all retail? Absolutely not.
So what I just looked at, Tony, was early Monday morning before market open. It broke over the 200 EMA on the 4 hour time frame.
Okay.
Which, that helped it a little bit. There was a little bit of, get some day traders in and shit like that. So that had some effect of it, but that was Monday, and that thing, I thought it ripped on Monday. You know what happened Monday morning. I mean, that was crazy.
Like the 4 hour EMAs they're like alligators right now.
I knew that I knew that I needed to be up early this morning because it was going to be spicy. But when I woke up at 5 and saw the prices, that was like way beyond even what I had anticipated. So it was a gift. Honestly, it was a gift.
In pre-market, 130% in pre-market. Wild. It's wild. I have no explanation for
it. What everyone wants us to say is the explanation is billions of naked shorts. Maybe it's institutions trying to sucker retail traders in. Who knows? I honestly don't care, because I'm just going to watch the chart, look for a good entry, and then look for a good exit.
All right, riddle me this, Tony. How does billions of naked shorts have anything to do with this?
I'm the wrong person to ask that.
Every buyer, there's a seller. So I'm confused. I'm not saying that it's not.
I think
you got to talk to guys like AMC Bigums and stuff like that. They talk about swap contracts and how they do all this kind of stuff with naked.
Here's the deal. I think
believe in those theories. Yeah.
All of us, no matter where we're at on the spectrum of how we define shorts, I think it would be fair to say there was some short covering going on in these runs.
Absolutely.
Whether it was legal shorts, naked shorts, rehypothecated shorts, these type of massive runs happened because somebody that was short was getting buried.
But hold on. If the short was covering their position, there was still a seller on the other side, Tony. So the billions of synthetics or fake shares or whatever you want to call them, where'd they go? They're still out there. Am I wrong?
That's why I don't worry about any of that stuff, Mediocre. Tony, see price go up, sell as close to top as possible. Price go down, get the fuck out. Wait for it to bottom. I'm just a dumb caveman lawyer, Mediocre. I don't understand your fancy computers and electricity.
No, but honestly, like as funny as that is, it's like all you can do. Because if like I said, even if there's something criminally wrong with the market, like what are we going to do about it? We just got to trade the price action. You got to go you got to go to higher levels, and I'm not saying that's not happening. Like I said, I see a lot of corruption all over the place, everywhere. Could be happening, but like
so do I.
But don't lose your shirt. Be careful.
I like Morky's comment. Let me find it here. He says your plan is simple: avoid emotion, look at the chart, support and resistance. That's exactly what we were doing as the market opened. We were like, we got to get the fuck out of this thing.
Tony, did I take the emotions out of my trading?
I mean, for the most part.
I was, I was a little disgusted day one, but
Clark says Julie wants to buy 500 of AMC. Do you think that's smart, or should we wait? Well, I can't give Julie any trading advice, Clark, and I can't give you any either. But I can tell you what I'm doing. I will share with you what I already shared in the Discord. I bought a little bit of shares after hours today, right when the market closed, because I wanted to enjoy that little run up without any halts. And we went from 680 up to about 840, and I still didn't sell those shares. And maybe I'll get burned in the morning, or maybe it'll run back up to 10. I'm willing to gamble because I'm way ahead at this point. And, even if it drops back down to 4 before I can react when I wake up in the morning, it's not going to be a big deal. But other than that, Clark, I'm waiting for it to come back down to $3. That's just me, because you asked the question. Yeah, I can't tell you what to do.
What's your time frame? Are you holding?
It doesn't matter. My time frame is whenever it gets there, Mike.
I just mean for like Clark, like what's your time frame? Do you want to buy 500 and hold, or are you looking to buy 500 to make a quick day trade? It's probably a lot more risk for a day trade at 685, but maybe a little bit less risk if you're looking to hold for 4 years and you believe in the box office. It's that makes a difference, a time frame and what you're looking at and what your risk tolerance is.
This is such a dicey time to be handing out free advice too, because as fast as it could skyrocket up, it could elevate or down. And none of us can tell you what's going to happen in the morning with certainty.
Yeah. Like, what risk are you comfortable with? That's the biggest portion.
I see you, Six. Then I just want to tell Six on I see his comment.
Who?
No,
Okay.
you don't have to put it up there, but six.
I always
like
think of it in terms of risk, Tony. So like if you have $10 to your name and you want to invest $10, you want to protect that $10 because if that goes to nothing, then you're toast. But if you have $1 million and you're investing 1,000, you could probably take the risk. Well, I'm either going to double this or I'm going to lose half of it.
Right. And that's kind of like
frame is super important.
When I decided to buy after market close today, when it was around $7, I was like, I'm already way up for this week. Throw a little bit at it. If I can juice my returns a little bit more by the morning, if it's running in the morning, I will be selling them before market open. If it's tanking in the morning, I will be selling them. I'm not going to ride shares that I bought at 7 all the way down to 3. I have, and every time I've traded in the Discord, I've been telling folks whatever I'm buying here is with a very tight stop loss. That's just me. Because I'm very risk averse when things are crazy like this. I want to preserve my capital. I want to grow it. I don't want to be giving it back. I don't want to miss out. I only got a couple years left on this planet, y'all. Y'all youngins that got 50 years to keep on doing this, you can be a little more freewheeling maybe.
It's exactly that. Like that's how I handle my portfolio. It's completely risk-based. So I have a large portion of my money. Like I'm pretty comfortable in life. That's going to take me into retirement. And then I have a portion of my money where I'm, okay, well, I can take risk on this. And if this saves me time and it can cause me to retire 3 or 4 or 5 years earlier because I take calculated risk with this, then it's worth taking the risk. And when you're looking at your portfolio overall, that's how you have to think of it.
And
what kind of risk are you willing to take, right?
Mike, I think, what you're saying kind of echoes what Mediocre and I talk about a lot. Your price target where you're willing to buy AMC, I think you said was under 10 in general, because you're positive about, where it's going to be price wise by 2026. And we're also positive. We're also positive about where it's going to be by then. But for me to sleep well at night, I need the most risk-free price. I'm not willing to buy it at $10. I'm not willing to buy it at 7 to hold it till 2026. I want the bottom feeding price, like under $3. That's just me, because we all have different risk tolerance, right?
And the way I look at it is, and a little bit different than you guys, and maybe I'm not as knowledgeable in the market. I kind of had the mentality that I don't know where the bottom's going to be, and so I think where's a good risk to reward, and then so I average in at a price at the maximal price where I think there's a good risk to reward, and so that's kind of how I've been handling it for the last 6 months.
And if we're right about 2026, it won't matter if you got in at $3 or 10. You're going to be okay. But if we're wrong, that's the problem.
Yeah. But if we're right about
like right now,
and you guys are at 3 and I'm at 10, then you guys will make substantially more on it.
But we'll all be okay. Higher, is what I'm saying.
But we'll be fine. Yeah, 100%. And that's how I think of it.
Like after this run that just happened, I'll admit I'm not certain where the bottom's going to be yet. It's to be determined. I'm not certain yet. I'm just waiting. I'll see what happens. I'm going to not get emotional. I'm not going to,
Scott says RK didn't come back for a $20 or $30 run. I hope you're right. I'd love to see this be a fantastic week. I'd love to see both prices or even one of them, even if just GameStop runs. I'd love to see some people get their money back. And I hope that when it runs that they sell.
If this runs up to 100, I'll be out of my position and I'll be live streaming you guys from Pebble Beach while I'm playing some golf in California.
Very nice. And I'm not saying that I hope they sell, because I want you guys to sell your shares cheap and help the shorts. I'm saying that because I've had to listen to people cry to me for 3 years that they didn't sell last time. And I don't want to hear that for the next 3 years. So you can listen to the people that tell you to hold to 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million. but don't come crying to me if you had an opportunity on this run and you didn't swing on it. I'm just going to block you.
But if you're willing to take the risk to hold it because it's worth it for you to make this to $50 or $100 or $1,000 and you're okay with losing it, then that's fine. But like, you got to understand your risk. The chances of that happening are very minimal. But some people have that risk tolerance where they're willing to take that shot because maybe they think AMC and GME are very unique in how they run and they want to take that moonshot. But like, understand your risk and make sure that you're not going to not be able to pay your rent because you took out a mortgage to buy a bunch of GameStop and AMC. Understand the risk is the most important.
Says, what brokers have, he's asking about after hours trading. The one, Robinhood in general, not on AMC, but like on GameStop, they have 24-hour trading. So some people, I don't have a Robinhood account, but they have 24-hour trading. They have been limiting it. I think they have limited in-house inventory. And when they run out of that inventory, they're being very careful about, all right, no more trading. We're done till there's more liquidity in the market. And they don't trade AMC 24 hours. Webull, as far as I know, has the next best pre-market hours. They open at like 4 a.m. my time. And then I have, the bigger brokers like Fidelity and Schwab they don't start that early. I think it's Mediocre, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Most of the 7 a.m., 8 Eastern.
Throw up Wedmore's comment.
Wedmore says, don't worry, Tony. I listened to you and made 200% gain on purchase of shares made at $3.19. Even though my average is still high, I made coin and can't wait for the bottom again. Same basic plan we're doing, Wedmore. We made money today and we're waiting for it to come back down. We're bullish about Q3. If we get another one of these events, great. But we're just kind of looking at the Q3 box office and hoping that we have some good news about debt restructuring. I think we get another push up.
Yeah,
maybe not to this degree, but that I think that I'll be happy if I'm buying under $3.
And that goes to understanding the fundamentals of the company. If you understand them and you believe in the box office, then a price swing from $3 to $8 doesn't really bother you too much because you're willing to take your profits or buy back in or add to your position because you know what's going on. You understand the operations of the company. It just makes investing so much easier if you pay attention to those filings. I know that's something Tony preaches all the time. You don't get emotional. You understand the play.
We had a lot of people doing big sighs of relief and victory laps in the Discord because they either fixed their bags this week or they made money because they've been paying attention to what we've been talking about here for the last year and a half. And look, I hope that it runs up to 20, 30, 50 AMC or GameStop to 400. But if it doesn't, I'm just scared that there's going to be a lot of people upset again. And after all the retail plays that I watch and participate in, space calls, Twitter, following them, I really don't want to hear that for 3 more years. Well, I missed it again. Adam Aaron screwed me.
Do you guys think short sellers are going to step back in here at some point?
Who?
Short sellers?
Yeah, someone asked me in my comments today, do you think the short's covered? And I answered back, Mediocre. That's not the question I'm asking myself as much as at what price level are new shorts willing to come in?
Yeah.
If GameStop ran to 80 and you were a trading firm who had no position, would you be willing to come in and short it? That's kind of how I look at these plays. I'm not worried about the shorts are getting burned. The ones that were in it are getting royally screwed over. But there's 1,000 other firms with fresh money waiting for the price to start topping out, and they will short it. That's how I look at it. So that's what I'm scared about when I see these run-ups. I'm like, fuck, how can I get the most out of this before someone comes in and smashes it?
Exactly. That's what I've been kind of like looking at it like, when? And I don't know if there was a lot of selling today or what was going on today, after market open, but it came down, and I just hope that people were taking profits. That's what I'm hoping.
Alan says if AMC runs to 40, that's $4 pre-reverse split. That is correct.
Sounds good to me.
Someone says Cat is causing this and Kitty knows it. I hope so. I mean, I really don't care what's causing it. It doesn't matter to me what's causing it. I'm just going to participate without emotion and trade my plan.
And I will put out there, Tony, even though I know you guys are day trading, another viable option is you think a company is undervalued and you buy it and you look back at it again in 2 or 3 years and see if you're right or not.
I wouldn't even say I'm day trading it, Mike. I don't day trade AMC or GameStop. I've been swing trading GameStop. I've been accumulating AMC under $3, selling covered calls and selling cash secured puts, and waiting for a swing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, another viable strategy is you buy at prices where you think it's undervalued and you wait to see if your thesis is correct.
That's our basic plan.
And you don't have to look at a chart again.
I know everybody thinks he's day trading. I sold 100 shares this week, and I bought shares back today after the market closed. So no, I'm not day trading it. All right, we're gonna wrap this up in just a couple minutes. Let's see what other good questions y'all got, because I don't want to be up super late. Stoned Fisherman says, I watch a lot of different videos. My risk money I can lose. Still holding and understanding this is going to double 2021, not thousands, but I'll take 80%. Alan's asking Hussein Sauce, why do you say $100? Is that what was his question? Oh, he says it's $100 stock. I don't know. I mean, what's your basis on that? Is this just a feeling, or are you doing some financial analysis on the numbers? Or just off the charts? Like in this run up, it could go up to 100. In FOMO and short squeeze run ups, anything literally could happen.
I looked at my spreadsheets and I see AMC as $100 stock if the box office gets up to about $16.5 billion. So I think that's maybe a bit of a reach, fundamentally, at least anyway.
Yeah, but if he's talking about in a squeeze, could it run up to that? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
We'll find out together this week. I hope it does.
All I know is right now I'm waiting. I'm watching. Don't mind me just watching.
I am.
I'm sitting on my hands right now.
Let's just be clear. Other than the shares I bought in after hours today, which I said, if it's going down in the morning, I'm going to be immediately selling them. Make no mistake. I'm not going to ride them back down to $3. But other than those shares, I'm mostly done trading AMC, unless we get this week. I have my other shares locked up with covered calls. I already made my money on long calls today, and I'm good. But if we get a dip and it starts moving again, I will continue to play it.
Yeah.
Right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm mostly done.
I'm not going to lie, Tony and Mediocre. I was looking at the June 2021 or the June 21st options this morning at like $15 and $20 strikes, and I was refreshing the premiums. But
you're thinking about selling them, weren't you?
I was thinking about buying them.
It's just the IV is so freaking. The IV is so high right now, though. It's like so crazy to think about buying options.
Well, that's what got me. I'm just like, okay, stop being stupid, relax, wait and see what happens.
Don't think I wasn't doing the same thing, Mike.
Right now. Yeah.
Every time I open the options table, I was like, what else can I do to make money today? This fucking IV is ridiculous. Hell no.
It was wild. It was absolutely wild. But it hits you, though. It hits you hard. I was like, well, what if it goes to 15 or 20? What could happen? But I was like, okay, relax. You don't know what's going to happen. This is way too risky. But the FOMO definitely hit me this morning. I was looking around a little bit at it for about half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, and there will be some, Mike, there will be some that see that high IV and buy them anyways, and they have a small chance of getting a massive run up later this week. Maybe it will, but I'm very calculated on the risk that I take. So I had to say no to buying options today.
I'll just wait for a couple of weeks. Hopefully it settles down and then maybe start looking at it.
Yeah. If the IV settles down and I think that there's an opportunity, then maybe I'll take another swing, but I'm pretty much good at this point.
Maybe it was because of Planet of the Apes, Tony. Maybe we're wrong.
I think it was. Yeah.
Maybe it was an arcade and I'm just nuts.
I was Fall Guy. Had a great second weekend. That was a good movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I walked out of that place smiling. That was a really. It started off.
Fall Guy was really very good. Planet of the Apes, King of the Apes was very good, and I'm ready for this week. I'm ready for this week to be over because we got a bunch of new exciting movies coming out.
Said the lineup looks good in the next few months here.
All right.
I think that Imaginary Friends is going to overperform. That one looks like a real good kind of Wonka-esque kind of movie. I think that's going to do quite well.
It looks fun. My wife is super excited about seeing Garfield. That's like the least one that I want to see, but she wants to see it. So
yeah, that one's not for me. I think my boy wanted to go see Furiosa. He thought that one kind of looked cool, so I might take him to see that one. But
yeah, that one is next on my list for sure. Mike, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, that's great. Thanks for having me on, Tony. Just like I said, things are crazy right now. Be careful, understand the risk that you're taking if you're buying in or buying options or selling options. It's a wild time, and it looks like it's going to be for the rest of this week.
I'm gonna close by saying we talked a lot about options, but I certainly don't want you to trade them. Let me be very clear. You're probably going to lose money. For everybody who's saying I'm pushing options, you're probably going to lose money. Do not buy options.
Yeah, unless you understand options and the Greeks and all the insides and outs, you understand what you're trading. I would not trade options, especially if you don't understand what you're doing. I'll just say that. That's a good point, Tony.
And the other thing that I wanted to say, there's just one question here about what do I think about the cash raise that's done. I think that they need cash on the balance sheet to get a debt restructuring, and it would not surprise me if there's some other one at some point, depending on what the lenders require. And I just don't know what they're going to require. So I think as far as cash to get through this year, the company's fine, but we'll have to see what the lenders require the company to do to get that debt restructuring done. So I can't promise you that there's no more dilution coming.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm just waiting to set the rest,
I would add to that too, if there is a massive run up on AMC, if we start seeing 20 or 30 or some crazy numbers, it would probably be a good thing if they put 20, 30, 40 million shares out there at those prices. It would be good for the balance sheet.
That would be, if I want to be super bullish, Mike, the best thing that could happen the rest of this week is today was just a little breather, and we get a massive run up Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And then the company announces a dilution at $20. And people are going to howl and scream 20, 30, 40, 100, pick your number. Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt some of y'all's feelings when I said 20. But people are going to howl and scream that they're trying to kill the run up. They're just being smart stewards of the business, and the business needs cash.
Yeah, people may not think
$100 million a year of interest payments saved for every $1 billion of debt paid off. That's massive for the company and its operations and the balance sheet. And 2 or 3 years from now, if the box office improves, that will be massive for valuation. Massive.
I agree. I think we're good.
Lacked Throne says it seems like the people that trade options are the only ones that make money. I can tell you just from people I talked to today, many of them, and Anya's one of our mods. She's in our Discord. She can say if I'm lying. There were a lot of people saying in the Discord today that they made a fuck ton of money today by listening to what we've been talking about here, buying the stock under $3 and selling it into this run up or any run up. And also many of them are following like what I do or what Mediocre does, or learning about it, about when it's stable, when the price is just hanging out between 290 and 350, we're selling covered calls. Or, I'm going to rebuild some of my position by selling cash secured puts. And if I get exercise and that means I get to buy the shares for $3, then that's awesome, because I'm selling those puts for 15, 20, 25 cents. Already I'm getting in my $3 shares at $2.75.
Tony, put Anya's comment up. I wanna say this. So Anya says, yep. Anya says Tony doesn't lie, but I just must say, I caught him in a lie earlier tonight in this very
What
live
was
show,
it?
when Tony said that he doesn't get paid, and I know goddamn well he's getting paid every week by the market maker in premium.
from selling covered calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the same opportunity that's open to all of you guys too.
They call you the Theta Gang, Tony. I'm getting that Theta.
But yeah, nobody pays me for my stupid YouTube stuff, unfortunately, or my tweets.
Yeah,
I wish they would.
I wish they would. My wife says, I wish, every time I say, look at this stupid comment, she's like, I wish somebody was paying you.
don't take me seriously sometimes, guys. I like to joke around, and I like to talk about making money in premium. That's like, I like to talk about that, but I like to talk about swing trading and all that stuff. So when I'm joking, I'm kind of being a little serious. But I don't know. That's all I got to say.
No other closing thoughts, Mediocre?
I just wanted to make a joke about Tony being a liar. Good night, and I hope everybody makes some freaking money.
All right, guys. Best of luck. Why have I not been live streaming during the day? Unfortunately, you can blame all the people that are emotional crybabies for that. So I'm in the Discord during the day. YouTube, it's just too many people that no matter what I do, they're going to find some fault in it. So I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of people that are members of the channel in the Discord with my time. And we'll continue to do these evening live streams, but it can be in a more relaxed environment. I don't got to worry about people saying, oh, Tony just said he bought 1,000 shares. He's trying to pump us. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't got time for all these people creating these fake narratives in their head. Tony said he sold. He's trying to tell us to sell cheap shares to the shorts. I don't got time for that. I'm just trying to take care of my family and help people that are doing the same. So you can blame all the dipshits in the comments for why I'm not live streaming.
You can just do what I do, just spam Tony's DMs all day. So
I do answer DMs on Twitter, but when it gets a little bit crazy, I'm just focusing on the Discord. So
I don't know how Tony does as much as he does. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. He does more than I want to do, and I'm pretty busy. Would you say, Tony?
Oh yeah.
But I think you do way more than I do. I just say it.
Oh, yeah. In the last couple of days, I was shitting up his DMs pretty good, asking questions and kind of going back and forth with him. So I appreciate you taking the time, Tony.
I was pulling my hair out.
To go back and forth with me a bit.
Yeah, Six Son, send me a DM and let's schedule a time for your quick little one-on-one, and we'll get you set up with the AMC room. All right, guys, we are going to call it a night. Thank you, one and all. Good luck on your trading tomorrow. I'll be up bright and early, and I'm sure most of you will too. So let's get some sleep and say some prayers.
Good night.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move